Gunmen patrolled the streets of Damascus last week following a deadly confrontation between local Druze militants and forces loyal to the new regime. At least 10 people were killed, highlighting the deep mistrust and lack of control that still plagues the Damascus suburbs more than a decade into Syria's civil war.
We are afraid because there are outlaw gangs. They are harming our nation. Of course, we are afraid because there's nothing to deter them. Security forces are coming here, but the problem is these gangs are out of control.
Officials announced a truce the next day, pledging to compensate victims and prosecute the perpetrators. Many here doubt it'll last, pointing to a long history of broken promises and failed ceasefires.
There are still attacks on Druze villages and areas. To be honest, when we fight for our community, we are fighting for Syria. We are not fighting for the Druze sect. This is our nation.
Why does this keep happening every now and then? It's as if there's no state or government in charge. They need to establish security checkpoints, especially in areas where there are tensions.
This week's unrest wasn't isolated. Just outside the capital, another clash left over a dozen dead, most of them Syrian security personnel. Israel later confirmed multiple drone strikes targeting what it called an extremist group preparing attacks on the Druze population. The operation marks the first time Israel has directly struck HTS forces inside Syria, a warning as the militant group attempts to expand its reach amid growing chaos. Here in Syria's northeast, tensions are still just as high. The building behind me still shows the scars from where ISIS executed prisoners when they controlled this area back in 2015. Kurds, Christians, Yazidis, and even the Arab communities here are united in rejecting HTS as just another iteration of the Islamic State. So for now, this part of the country remains under Kurdish control, but locals say they're prepared to resist any takeover, and that resistance could set the stage for future conflict. The overthrow of the Assad regime last December left a power vacuum here, and Syria is becoming a patchwork of competing factions. Extremist groups like HTS are instituting Sharia law in areas they control, often at the point of a gun. But with local communities resisting and outside powers like Israel stepping in, the next phase of Syria's conflict may be even more volatile. From northeast Syria, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.